Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late. There's always a few little technical wobbles and glitches that at the beginning, it seems like for me. We are out at Lafarge Lake, but as you can see, we are actually inside still. I made the coolest discovery today. I am at Lafarge Lake, as I said. We're going to go explore all the lights. I've never been here before, so I'm totally excited. One of you fabulous viewers had actually requested, could I do one like one of the old Pago tour guides did out at Lafarge? And I've always kind of secretly thought of it, but was like, I don't know. And then I was like, I have more time on my hands this year. I'm trying to get out and do a little more walking. And so a great way of doing that is doing tours. And so I thought, I'll go out to Lafarge. And then I had the chance to connect with my friend April. And so I needed to drop off some Lego to her. And so we agreed to meet out here at the Proggery in Lafarge Lake, at Lafarge Lake. And so I'm out in Coquitlam, BC. Took me about an hour to get out here using buses and trains and all kinds of fabulous things. And I'm just putting my coat on, as you can see, after having a lovely coffee with April and catch up. We're going to go do a walk around. The lights are on. It's not that dark yet, but it is definitely getting darker. And we'll go see what's going on out here. So give me a minute here. Also, the Proggery is actually inside a community center right at the lake. And just a little kids running around, a little bit of crazy chaos, but that's okay. Adds a little spice to life, doesn't it? So I'm going to pop on my backpack here and we'll head out. And yeah, so it's just a cozy little community spot. I had a raspberry mascarpone, baked good item. It was about $8. So you don't come out here for cheap goods. This is not a Tim Hortons. This is a very fabulous spot. And I had a dirty chai. So I had a chai tea latte with a shot of espresso in it. It was so good. I think this is the best dirty chai I've ever had. Yeah, ever. And the Starbucks one is I'm not a big Starbucks fan, but I can tell you, but those ones are pretty good. But this Proggery one out here, well worth the trip. You can come check out the lights, good little spot for your family. So I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to head outside, and I just need to find a little garbage to pop into. And so let's hey, Cheryl, hello, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Here we are. Let's find the settings. I'm getting so much quicker at turning the camera around. Learning StreamYard was such a chore for me. Oh my gosh, it really was not an easy one. But I've done a lot of learning this year, and I'm kind of proud of myself about it. So here we are. There's actually like a little playroom for the kids right here. And yeah, this is all in the entryway of the community center. So I'm going to go this way because this is how I came in. So this is the Proggery. I feel like this is kind of an added bonus to today's tour. You get to see a cool little coffee shop at the same time. There we are. And I see some lights already. Ooh. Very cool. So this is a lake that is man-made, and something about a company by the name of Lafarge donated a whole bunch of gave a whole bunch of their property to the city of Coquitlam. And then they did this man-made lake right on the edge of the community center. And I think it's kind of cool. It kind of reminds me, my birth parents built a new home. I don't know, pandemic things, right? It could have been last year. It could have been 10 years ago. It could have been 5 years ago, out by a little lake in Coquitlam as well. And it's quite a charming little community. Very well done. A total little artsy feel here. And there's a whole bunch of ducks as well. I came in and I came out of the SkyTrain, and we all know, we learned from my Calgary tour that I'm not the best with directions. Like, I really almost need to have a second phone to be able to check my locations and know where I'm going. My sense of direction is terrible. But once I've been somewhere once, we are good. And so I got off the SkyTrain. I'm like, now where the heck do I go? Ugh, I don't know what I'm doing. And the signage wasn't very good. And then a lady stopped and needed help buying her Compass card for transit. So I was helping her with that. Give you a little overview of where we are right now. And I finally made it here to have a beautiful little visit with my dear friend, April. April is one of those friends who you always want to spend way more time with her than the schedule seems to allow. And she's a busy gal, I'm a busy gal. But man, when I do get to hang out with her, it is an absolute treasure and a great way to spend some time. So here we are. I love this little snowflake. Get a better look at this. Very beautiful. I was hoping it would be a little bit darker, because I kind of have to fit these tours in and around my other things. And I treated myself to go see King and Country's Drummer Boy Christmas concert movie this evening. So I have to be back downtown at 7 o'clock. I think it's going to be a popcorn for dinner kind of night. I hope you can see the lights okay. It's harder I honestly thought it would be a little bit darker. I may have to come back and do another tour out here, just because it's not translating as well as I thought it would have. But maybe it'll get darker, or it will get darker as I walk along. So a lot of the trees are lit up. And then right above us, no, the other way. It's just so much harder to see. I'm so sorry. You can oh yeah, there we go. We can see the canopy of light here. Okay, you told me a lot worth stuff. I hope you guys are all having great success with getting ready for your holidays. Lots of people with their little dogs along here. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I love white, fluffy puppies. So we have the little pathways all lit along here, as you can see. And then in here, we've got a multitude of... Now, I feel like this might be bigger on your screens and easier to see the lights. My lights, it's harder to see on my screen because I'm looking at a very tiny little screen. All the trees, different colors. I am a sucker for purple and pink lights. And we definitely have purple and pink out here. And even better is when it's like pink and white or purple and white. We have, I think, I want to say that looks like a train up there. Let's go a little closer and see. Tina, yes, this one is free. Thanks, April. Yeah, it's totally free to walk around out here, which I think is cool. It's like it part of a maybe used to transport coal or something somewhere. For real, I'm not sure. So this is literally a little man-made lake. I'm showing you now the community behind the lake here. Very cool. Like I said too, this is me exploring this with you for the very first time. Here we are. It's getting a little bit darker. I think it's 0.8 kilometers, or does that make it like 1.4 miles or something? Walk around this lake, like a waterfall out of lights. Very sparkly. Kind of looks like icicles when you get up close to these, right? It's cool the way they do that. Looks like they've had a bit of a technology malfunction. There's two swans that are not lit up in the middle there. I see where there's more cool things up ahead here. At first I was like, I'm not really understanding the big draw about all these lights. But now I see ahead and I'm getting a little more insight into this. I can imagine in the dark that it might be a little more magical. It seems this stays up until at least the middle of January, according to one information source. Another one said it was the end of February, which I found interesting. Now, this goes to the middle of January for sure, which of course then gets me all excited for the Hot Chocolate Festival, which they've announced starts January 15th. So as soon as the schedule or the menu, is that what you call it, comes out with all the different shops and the hot chocolates, you know, I will. Here, let me back up and get a better rounded view of this. Cute little bench right here. And I'll be posting my Hot Chocolate Festival visits. I was even, or tours, I should say, even thinking of scheduling. I know I talked about doing it last year and then, you know, life happens. But I was thinking of scheduling a little meetup one day for the Hot Chocolate Festival. Oh, look at this. This I love. The table is all lit up. Beautiful. The little candelabra. We've got a chandelier, harder to see against the gray sky. Oh, there we go. Right above here. Very cool. That's actually something you could do in your room. Light it up like that. There we go. That's another hobby I could take on. Oh, a white star. Lots of stars along here. And it was actually, I mean, it took a while to get out here, but it actually was not too bad because I walked down to Broadway and take the bus all along Broadway to Commercial Drive Station. And then I just got on a train there and I literally come right out to Lafarge Station. And I think it's like a 2-minute walk to get to Lafarge Lake. And that's from like almost downtown Vancouver. They said there's over 100,000 lights here. If you are a person who likes a little bit of stats and fun facts, over 100,000 lights. The round one. Oh, yeah. Let's see how these ones translate. Oh, it's getting a little bit darker. Has anybody finished all their holiday shopping? I was going to do some today, but I had a busy day yesterday working at Lego, of course. And then I did hosted the Christmas karaoke last night on a double decker for Grey Line. And so by the end of that day, I was exhausted. We were busy at Lego. My 5-hour shift felt like it was 5 minutes long. They sent me on my break halfway through it. I was like, how is it my break time already? And they're like, you've been here for 2.5 hours. Oh, it's so beautiful out here. I feel like all these little things out in the lake are also supposed to light up, but they're not very lighty uppy. Oh, some of them are further out. We'll see those ones. We've got some, oh my gosh, look at this one. I love this. Now I get what this is all about. So if you're here, you can hashtag live. Anybody catching this on the replay, please hashtag replay. I love to know when you're here. Also, the more people I see being here, the more I would be likely to come back and do it another year. I'm not big on butterflies and stuff, but I have a niece who loves dragonflies. So every time I see the dragonflies, I think of Karis. Sorry, after 5 days of Taylor last week, a week ago, my voice has been a little bit sketchy, coming and going. So bear with me as I work my way through. It might be time to start breaking out constant tea and hot water and honey and lemon. And I've got ginger water today, but it's cold ginger and lime water. I think I need some hot ginger water. But I'll do that tonight when I get home after my movie. This is actually really cool. Yeah, I like this. Am I done all right, thank you. I am not done my Christmas shopping yet because I'm just not. 5 days of Taylor will do that to you. I know what I'm doing for almost everyone. I just haven't had the chance to go out and do it yet. I found a disco ball. Can you see that all right? We get a little closer. Awesome. There we go. I did my first bit of Christmas baking though. I made some eggnog muffins. In fact, I brought them in my backpack so I could sneak them into the movie with me. So it won't just be popcorn for dinner tonight. Popcorn and eggnog muffins. Yeah. Then I found a recipe. I don't remember if it was for cookies or muffins, but I found a rum and eggnog baking recipe. So I have to go back through my history and see what it was, because my my hosting karaoke last night was a little bit of a challenge. And I got off the bus 2 blocks early and went directly to the liquor store, I won't lie, and got myself some spiced rum for my eggnog. I went home and had a very large mug of rum, spiced rum and eggnog, and shook off the day. And that's all right. Sometimes we just need to be good to ourselves, right? Especially at this time of year. This can be a hard time of year for some. This can be a really exciting and beautiful time of year for some. And we need to remember that it's okay to just take some time out or do a little something special for ourselves while we're running around and doing special things for other people. Hello, Mary Lou. So I stopped into the liquor store. It must have been really quiet. There's a cool little, kind of more expensive kind of liquor store in my neighborhood, of course, because I live in the South Granville area. And it's a little more pricier, but it's also open until like 11. And the person on cash came out and was like, "Hey, can I help you find anything?" And like, I feel like he's just kind of bored and lonely. So we had a fun little chat, he and I. And I ended up getting a little bottle of good old Captain Morgan spiced rum. I really wanted to get the Bayou spiced rum, which is a Louisiana one, but it's a huge bottle. Not that that's a problem, it just lasts longer, but it's also quite pricey. And I usually buy it in the summer with my tip money from Greyline, and I forgot this year. So it's a bit pricey to just kind of drop $50 on a bottle of rum when you still have to finish your Christmas shopping. But it is what it is. So I got a little one. Picked up a couple of fruity, sour kind of beers like I like as well, just to have on hand. I'm going to show you a little bit more about the lake. There's just a ton of ducks. I don't know if you can see it from here. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome back. Yeah, so tomorrow I go and I drop off the shoe boxes. I do every year. If you've been on my tours before, you've heard me talk about it. I love to support the Shoebox Project, which is all about doing up shoe boxes full of goodies, treats, self-care things. I throw in cute little notebooks and fancy colored gel pens and lip balms and body lotion and gum and candies and chocolate and little gloves and socks and things into these little shoe boxes, and then you wrap them up but make them openable. So you wrap them up and drop them off at certain locations around the city by the 18th, and they all get distributed to the downtown east side women, or women living on the downtown east side, or whatever. And so I used to always do one. And then over the last couple of years, I've been in a slightly better financial state. And I also do those Ipsy subscriptions. So I get a lot of makeup sent to me and things like that throughout the year. So I take what I need out of it and use the rest to put into the shoe boxes. And so that's one of the ways I like to be involved with my community, celebrating Christmas and helping out, a few people that are a little less fortunate than I. And I'm always trying to do some good. Like when I do the Gingerbread Lane tour, now that's going to be my Red Lights and Cheer tour. It's a new signature tour from Girl on a Bus Adventures coming up. And I designed it in time to match my 3-year anniversary from my very first virtual tour, which of course I did with Hago 3 years ago. And so I've designed this Christmas tour coming up next Friday, this coming Friday. And it's a combination of 2 tours, 2 of my most successful Christmas tours, one being Christmas at Canada Place. And that was, of course, the very first tour I ever did. Oh my gosh, I was so nervous. My tech skills are not the greatest. I was so proud of myself that I got the gimbal all set up and managed to do the whole tour okay. And had so much fun sharing the Woodward's windows, kind of like the Macy's of New York, but Woodward's of Vancouver, sharing it with everyone. And then I think it was the next year I added on the Gingerbread Lane virtual tour, and that tour was so well received. When I do that tour, I donate a portion of all of my tips to Make-A-Wish for the Vancouver chapter, because Gingerbread Lane at the Hyatt sponsors Make-A-Wish. So whenever I go through at the end of the tour, I drop a chunk of money in a donation for that. And then I usually go back for a second tour or go back a second because it's downtown. It's where I am. And if I need to, I'll add more money to make up a percentage of my tips. So I am doing Red Lights and Cheer on Friday. It's on my YouTube channel. I have it posted in the Girl on a Bus group. I'm also going to be starting a Girl on a Bus page next week, where I'll be posting my goal for 2025 is to start posting at the beginning of the month, kind of all my tours and any of my travels, basically a calendar of all the things you need to know that is coming up for Girl on a Bus Adventures. And then the Facebook group will continue to be where I do all my, tips and tricks and, Magic Monday and Soul, Soul Sunday and all of those different ones. Expanding, growing my business. And I've got some other cool things you'll want to watch out for as well coming up with Girl on a Bus Adventures. I'm actually early in January going to be posting for some people to help me test a few things and products, and you'll get a reduced rate or a helpers they offer to help me kind of figure out how I'm going to do all this, all the exciting things I have coming up. We are at the opposite end of the lake from where we started. Looks like we've got some food trucks and things here, or pop-up stands. Oh yeah, that's right. I think that Mom's grilled cheese was going to be here. They're one of my favorite food trucks. So I have to go look because after the tour, I see it. So here we have, I'm not going to go too close. It's really just a hot chocolate stand. So that's kind of cool. Areas where people can sit. It was raining, just sprinkling rain when I first got out here. And I was like, no. And then it cleared up. And my good friend April that I met up with earlier was like, good news, it's not going to rain for the rest of the night. And I had to laugh at myself because when I was getting ready, I was like, oh, I'm going to wear my fleece lined leggings so I stay nice and warm. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to go check and see what the weather says for Lafarge, for Coquitlam. Well, for some reason, there we go, Mom's grilled cheese truck. Hire us, we cater. And so for some reason, when I Googled Lafarge Lake specifically for the weather, it kept coming up in Fahrenheit. It was saying it was 40 Fahrenheit. And I have no idea, not a clue what that means. Here we are. We've got a mini donut, the mini donuts donut truck. Is that, am I saying it right? I don't even know anymore. And there we are. Very cute. Pink truck. And corn dogs, of course. I'm not a fan of corn dogs. And that's okay. We don't all have to love everything, right? Oh, but those mini donuts smell good. There we go. We're going to go along here. So here I am looking, it kept saying like 40, 42 Fahrenheit. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what Fahrenheit is. I know Fahrenheit hot, but I only understand Celsius and cold. So I kept having to reword the search, the Google, until I could get it to tell me what it actually was, which was close to what it was coming up with on my phone, like 7 degrees Celsius. And then I was like, oh yeah, no, that's warm-ish for cold weather. So we'll do that. So I put on my favorite camouflage, kind of soft jeans from Torrid and my heart long sleeve shirt with the big giant heart on it. And that was my vibe for today's tour. Kind of comfy, Sunday, casual, warm with my moto jacket. And of course, my favorite kind of fluorescent coral hat. I just love that hat. And it matches my company colors. I need to find a teal colored one so I can have both of my company colors for Girl on a Bus Adventures repped. Oh, this looks cool over here. It's getting darker. When I went to do that Christmas market tour the other day, there was a very big, not big, very expensive looking car all decked out in Christmas lights. It's crazy. I was like, I wonder how they got them on there. It's getting much easier to see the lights now. Sorry, my voice is going. Oh, okay. Pollock's landmark warming tent back there. So I guess the tent you can go in and there's probably heat lamps or something. And I'm trying to remember whichever one of these fabulous folks it was that suggested I come out to Lafarge Lake to do the lights. I want to say a big thank you for inspiring me to do so. 1, this is really fun. 2, I learned it's so much easier to get here than I thought. 3, I'm getting way more tours in this year, which means I'm out and about walking and getting more exercise, which is fantastic. As you know, I had a little bit of trouble back in June when I had an angiogram that turned into an angioplasty because my main artery in my heart was 90% blocked, and that was a bit of a shock to discover. And then during the procedure, went into AFib. The whole thing was very traumatic, but now I'm feeling much better. And it's easier for me to get out and walk and do more tours because I'm feeling so much better. And then, of course, the more I walk and the more active I am, the better I feel. And I love doing tours anyway. So getting out and walking and doing tours for you guys is good for me, both physically and emotionally. I love being creative. I love Christmas. And so to come out and have the time this year and the energy, more importantly, the energy to take you guys out and show you the lights and talk about Christmassy things. And it's just so fun and fabulous for me. It just is really good for me mentally too. Doing, when you're doing things you love to do. This is so cool, hey? Walking through this little tunnel. There's another one coming up. I am, because I was hosting karaoke last night. And when we were doing the preview nights, a couple of my friends came out. We had a friends and family night. And so we could bring one guest along for free. So I actually managed to bring two friends with me, and Tierney and Cheryl, and they were the hit of it all. And all my coworkers that were hosts were all like, we should be hiring them to come and do the hosting. It was pretty funny. Anyways, I had a really good time, and they know I love alligators. The little Louisiana girl that I am, whether in spirit or whatever. And so I was like, they really they make fun of alligators, portray alligators to be kind of like, I don't know, not the greatest. And so last night, I brought Louie, my alligator Build-A-Bear, dressed up in a Christmas tree costume to the tour, and introduced him as our co-host for the evening, and said that he'd heard that Christmas songs make fun of alligators, and he wanted to set the record straight that they're not all mean and fierce or whatever. And everybody laughed, and a couple of people took pictures with him, and he just had a little extra fun with good old Louie the Gator. Being a little silly as I like to do. Enjoy life. Giant playing cards. And I had all these beads left over from making friendship bracelets, of course, from 5 Days of Taylor. And I repurposed the beads, and I made jingle bell bracelets and put little words on them like Merry or Holly or Jolly or things like that. So it's kind of good. Handed them out randomly to people. Always trying to enhance the experience for folks. And it's kind of cool. Like, there's 4 of us hosts that are doing the karaoke Christmas hosting. 2 of us did the Taylor karaoke. Oh, Mad Hatter's tea. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, we'll find something else. Okay.
I get the thing now. Let's see if I can go a little closer here. And so the 4 of us hosts are all very different personalities, all very quirky personalities. And I was thinking the other day, it must be like I wish we could. They did a little video the other day of them out. One of our hosts is very much into doing movies and or like filming and stuff like that professionally, actually, as well. And oh, I think that's the Cheshire cat there. He took his GoPro out and they did a really good little you probably find it. I think it's on Grey Line West Coast, Vancouver's maybe Instagram or something. It's a little video of being out on a karaoke tour. And I think Owen was maybe the host that day. Really well done. But I was thinking like, maybe this is really like, I don't know, it's the word bullheaded or whatever, or arrogant. But I'm like, all these lucky guests who get to come out and do Christmas karaoke on a totally cool, decked out, decorated, fabulous double decker with this amazing driver, or any of our three drivers are actually pretty cool. But Sherry is hands down the best. I love working with Sherry. We call it the girl power team when we work together. I'm the only female host. She's the only female driver, at least at this time of year. Like the ship. And I can't go any closer because there's a hill and rocks. And I will no doubtedly end up in the lake if I try to go too much closer. But I feel like this gives you a good little photo. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Yes, good to hear I'm doing better. Good to see I'm doing better. And so, yeah, so I was just like, oh my gosh, like I love my team at Grey Line West Coast Sightseeing. I think we're all fabulous. But those of us who got to do the Christmas karaoke, like, I kind of think we're the best of the best, which is obviously probably why we're there or why we're there. But we're all very, very different personality types, all very outgoing. Beautiful trees. Yeah, as hosts, thanks for the question. I missed interacting when I was doing the Facebook tours. I couldn't interact with people, and I loved that on Hago. We basically, I don't know about the other hosts, but when we were training, we certainly did, because there's no one else to sing. But I sing pretty much the whole time. Half of it probably into a mic, half of it not. Because I want the guests to be encouraged to really sing out. And it's more of a sing-along, like it's not one person singing, it's really more of a sing-along karaoke. So we have an extra mic. They can use it if they want to, but most of the time with Christmas, they're just happy to sing. Because we're out for about just over 2 hours, but we stop for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the traffic flow. To have a little restroom break and walk around some light displays, either at Stanley Park or down in English Bay where the Laughing Men are. And that was where the cardigan word was from Taylor Swift. And so mostly it's a sing-along, especially with Taylor. Everyone sang. And if there's a song that's maybe not as popular, there's less people singing, maybe they don't know it. Like, do you guys know the Dominic the Donkey song? The Italian Christmas song? Hardly anybody knows it. Our driver, Sherry, requested it. And it's like, if the driver requests it, you do what the driver wants, because they're there driving the bus. They have a hard job of driving the double-decker all around downtown and over a couple of bridges through crazy traffic. And so I have two rules. We always sing Dominic the Donkey for Sherry. And I always, unless they already have one or they don't want it, I always offer my bus driver a coffee for the holiday ones, just because, it's the holidays. Why not do something nice? And so, yeah, roundabout answer. I do sing on the mic quite a bit. I do it, though, to start everybody off, to get them singing. And then when there's a quieter song, and I lead them through Dominic the donkey. So I actually one day, I was going somewhere on the SkyTrain and I was going to be on it for a while. So I just actually put on Dominic the donkey on repeat for like 10 playthroughs till I could kind of make it mostly through the song, familiarize myself with the words. And then there's that whole donkey ee-ah sound. And so it was really fun to kind of, and sometimes I just sang along on the SkyTrain. I didn't give a care. This is my job. I was training for it. And so now I can sing into the mic for Dominic the donkey. And there's a couple of parts I mess up every time. But you know what? It's so fun to like make a mistake and laugh at it and get them all laughing with me. And again, it just all is about creating the experience for the guests, really. So it's pretty cool. I love this little stairwell with the blue lights. It's not an open air bus. Oh my gosh, we would freeze in Vancouver. We've had some really cold nights. And when you're down by the water, which probably half of the route is along waterways, it is far too cold to have open air. And also, I mean, I know the open air can have tops over top and then have the sides open, but Vancouver really is not the climate for that at all. There's some really pretty stuff coming up. Look at this view. Oh, let me try and get, there's a fountain in the middle. You blow it up. Yes, Cheryl, look up Dominic. It is hilarious. It is like the weirdest Christmas song. It's all about an Italian donkey. And then they're like talking about Brooklyn. And when you hear it, you'll be like, oh my gosh. And just, you know, try and picture me singing it. If nothing else, it will give you a big, good laugh. I've had to learn that one. I've had to learn another. We did a popular song. Somebody thought they were adding Feliz Navidad to our karaoke playlist, but they indeed did not. It's actually another Christmas song, but translated into out of English. And it's, you know, I just, when people are like, what is this? And then when they hear me like trying to sing along and making mistakes, but having fun and just laughing at myself, then they get involved too. And it just, like I've said before, it enhances the whole experience for everybody. And I mean, what a great way to spend a Saturday night at Christmas. I got all the Saturday night gigs and hanging out for 2.5 hours on a double-decker bus, all decorated. They spent like 5 days at least decorating this double-decker for Christmas. And it looks fantastic. I mean, the stairwell going up to the top is decorated. There's stockings when you come in. There's lights everywhere and holly and pine tree branches. And like, it's I mean, not real pine tree, obviously. It's just amazing. Now it is dark and I'm going to go get a grilled cheese, but I'm going to treat you guys I'm going to go back. We're now back at the Proggery. If people would not run me over, that would be fantastic. This is where I was for the Proggery, where I had my dirty chai and my raspberry mascarpone, I don't know, Danish puppy pastry thing. So now that it's dark, like I was hoping it would have been when we started, I'm going to take you through the first part so you can see it all proper lit up, because it is simply gorgeous. So if any of you were only expecting an hour-ish long tour with me, first of all, ha ha ha, you clearly never been on a tour with me before. I am completely incapable of doing a 45-minute or hour-long tour because I always find out I have way more to say. Oh, now they got Christmas music going. So I'm going to give you guys some bonus material and take you back through. This is the very beginning where we started. And I was like, oh my gosh, I thought it would be darker. And now it is darker. And now it is fantastic. So there we go. We got there eventually. Now, last night with my group, we usually stop at Stanley Park at Bright Nights, which is our little miniature train all decorated up for Christmas. The whole area in front of the train is a big light display. And the Christmas train sold out in the middle of November. And so they can't go on the train, also because we're only there for like 20 minutes, half an hour. But they can go wander around. There's free hot chocolate, there's candy canes, and it's all done as a fundraiser for the burn unit. And so Gray Line donates an amount from everyone's ticket to the burn fund in a group donation at the end of the season as our big contribution. But we had incredible wind yesterday. And they closed Stanley Park because there's trees in Stanley Park that are like hundreds of years old. And so here, let me try and get out of the people off to the side more so I'm not just filming the backs of people, because that's not interesting to look at. So last night, we took them down, like I said before, to English Bay. And that's where the Laughing Men are. And they've had friendship bracelets on them for Taylor. When the Canucks went in the playoffs, they put Canucks jerseys on the Laughing Men. They're these giant iron statues and they're all laughing. That's the Laughing Men. Now, where we have to park, because we're with a double decker, we're very limited on where we can park around the city because that thing is huge. So our fabulous driver found a spot that she could park the bus right at the bottom, right close to where Cardigan was, which is now, I think, Mary or something. I don't know. A giant Christmas tree and the Laughing Men. So I made the mistake of saying there is, not the mistake, but I wanted them to know there was a restroom nearby. Otherwise, they had to walk all the way over towards the Cactus Club and find it there. But I said there's a hotel just back here, about 50 feet. And they have a restroom. Sorry, it's much busier now with traffic. Human people walking by. And so I was pointing out, if you go back like 50 feet, it's just past like, I don't know, did I say the bar or something? And go in the lobby and off to the left or whatever, there's where the restrooms are. So I run out for a little restroom break, of course. And I come back and then my driver goes, because we can't leave the bus unattended. And bus driver comes back and goes, just so you know, there's a group of 4 guests that are actually in the bar drinking. And I was like, oh man, well, those guests managed to pile drive some drinks. When they came back to get on the bus, they were halfway to completely hammered. Oh, look how pretty that looks now. Which was kind of funny, but also then they were very loud and kept talking and seemed to forget they were there to sing. So it was a little bit frustrating, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. Those that wanted to sing and have fun were doing that. There was a couple of girls It looked like it was two girls that are maybe besties with their moms came out last night. So a little group of four. And the two girls I suspect are like musical theater kids or choir kids. And here we are with the stars again. I love all these stars. And those girls, they were singing their hearts out, even on the songs that were lesser known. They just gave it their all, and they made it so much fun. I made sure they had little jingle bell bracelets. And all of that goodness. So again, a reminder that sometimes even when there's bad things, there's always good parts, always good parts. Celebrate the good. So those young girls made it so much fun. And there was another girl, a lady there that was there with her friends. And she came back and sat with me at one point. And she reminded me so much of this lady I know, Rachel. And I know it wasn't Rachel, but there was just something about it. Something about it. And yeah, it was just it was a really nice night. There was some chaotic parts, but overall it was a lot of fun. This is so beautiful. My sister-in-law, Tiana. Yes, I have a sister-in-law named, or an ex-sister-in-law, whatever. Anyways, I have a friend, Tiana, and she lives out this way. Maybe I should suggest meeting her out here for a walk and coffee and chat, or hot chocolate and chat. Because it really wasn't so bad coming out here on the bus. So, oh, now you can see these flowers. See if I can get some cool artsy kind of shots here for you if you're doing any photo taking. Right? This is so, oh my gosh. Again, whichever one of you fabulous people fully outright asked me to come and do this tour, I love you. You are fabulous and amazing. Please let me know who you were, who you are, who it was that asked me. I think it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. My 5 days of Taylor have completely destroyed my brain cells. But yeah, thank you for asking me to come out here because this is just amazing. I'm going to go a little bit closer when I have a break in the crowd. It's hard to see people who are all dressed darkly like I am. And I don't have my Lego bag today because I brought a big backpack in case I wanted to sneak food into the theater. And so I'm a little harder to see too, but oh, look at that. I just love this. This is, to me, I know I'm saying it all the time, 5 days of Taylor, but I really did. My first half of December was all about Taylor, which is not a problem at all. I've had all these amazing Taylor experiences, but I wasn't really focused on Christmas, and I love Christmas. I love the lights. I love making things for people. I love baking things for people. I love going to Christmas Eve service. It is the one day of the year where I refuse to work. I will work New Year's Eve. I will work New Year's Day. Although I still go to a movie to start my year off with a movie and relaxing, self-care. I will work on my birthday. In fact, I prefer to work on my birthday so I'm around people because being a single gal, sometimes being alone on your birthday is not so fun. And after that year of the pandemic, when I was turning 50 and had to cancel my big party I'd been planning for 2 years, I vowed I would never be alone on my birthday ever again. And so anyways, I don't work Christmas Eve. I go to Christmas Eve service. I'm trying to figure out which service I'm going to go to, which church this year. kind of feel like I want to go to the one my dad goes to because we lost my mom October 9th. And I feel like this is going to be hard for him. But I always go to my friend Jen, and I can't get over how gorgeous this is. My friend Jen and Todd's place for Christmas Eve is like my thing. And so nothing is allowed to keep me from going to Christmas Eve service and going to Jen and Todd's after. It is what I look forward to all year round. I save all of my presents to open Christmas morning, December 25th, because I live alone. I like to have all my presents to open so my friends know that they are expected to open my gifts to them in front of me in the moment, but I will hold all of my presents until December 25th. I wake up on the 25th and I make coffee and a nice little breakfast, and then I sit down and I open my presents and read my cards. Sometimes have a good little cry because my friends are so good at getting me things that they know I will truly love. And, or they write things in cards that just, get me all sentimental and emotional. Oh, this is so sad. I love it when people just walk right around me but don't warn me they're coming. There we go, more butterflies. Andrea, might have been me. I don't know. Whoever it was, you're fabulous. Dragonfly.
Well, you are 75. Yeah. It's been a
Almost ran into a couple of little kids there. Again, I think it'd be great if kids, they move so fast. When they're all dressed in dark, they should have some reflective tape on them or something to warn people. In fact, I was just thinking I probably should have worn my reflective vest. I actually want to get either a pink high vis vest or a pink. Well, actually, I'd honestly rather have it in orange or coral. Like fisherman's vest. I'm trying to figure out because I'm launching my in-person tours and I want to have an outfit that makes me recognizable, not so much like we're talking dark seeable, but like, oh, that's a girl from Girl on a Bus Adventures. And I saw one of those fishing vests in pink with all the pockets on the front. And I'm like, that'd be so cool. I could put like a miniature first aid kit with band-aids and stuff in one pocket. I could put my business cards in another. I could put like all different things in all the different, and then it would just be ready to go. And I would just grab that vest and head out for my tours. I could maybe put a patch on the back with my company name and stuff and logo. I think that would be kind of fun. That's something I'm going to have to look into. I just spotted a heart. Now we have to go back this way a little bit. For those of you who don't know me as well, I love hearts. It is my favorite shape, symbol. I have all kinds of hearts on my tattoos. or tattoos with hearts in them is maybe the better way to say it. And one of my best friends, or my longtime friend, loves stars. And so the two of us, every time I see a heart or a star, I'm like, oh, or a heart and star together. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a Jen and Co thing. Isn't that just so beautiful? Oh, thank you. This is the area we just walked through. Now I'm going to walk back up here and go down this little lower road part. I don't know. I'm just walking. I know I didn't show you this last time. There was like so many different pathways I could go. So now I'm just like, I'm just following walkways. Hope you're all having fun still, listening to me chatter on, sharing stories. Giving you a little more insight into who this Ceaux from Girl on a Bus Adventures is. Oh, look at these flowers. Oh, I didn't even see all of this last time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I see a gingerbread house. So everybody, or a lot of people I know, have kind of like a theme for Christmas. And they have like, you know, decorations, tree decorations, tea towels, whatever. Everything comes out Christmassy at Christmas time. And every year I would kind of do something different. Here is a castle. And then I don't know what triggered it. I suspect it was the year I was working at Sugarfina at Christmas. And that was at Oak Ridge Mall. So I'm trying to get a better view of this castle for you. And I became friends with like a sales manager or something at Tiffany's. We all know I love Tiffany's. And I made my very first purchase at Tiffany's that year at Christmas. And I decided I was buying myself, I think it was just something simple like a chain to go with some, oh, and April, just going back for a sec, April, I'm talking about Jen Weeb, about the stars. Yeah. Because you know who she is. So anyways, I made my first purchase. I've been talking about it. I've been going in and visiting. And the day I went in, and of course they knew me. I'd been giving them free candy from Sugarfina. They knew me from the Lego store. And I went in and I'm like, hey, is so-and-so working? And they're like, somebody was like, oh, they're on their break right now. And he's like, oh, okay. Maybe I'll come back later. And without me knowing, someone else recognized me as the girl from Sugarfina and the Lego store. And they went and got her off her break to come out and help me. I was given some kind of theme they had for Christmas that year to do with a robot or something. And it was a robot gingerbread man cookie. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I got a cookie from Tiffany's and it was a gingerbread and my life is complete. And that was it. From then on, it's all about gingerbread. And so now I am gingerbread obsessed. Back to my auntie, who just married my uncle this past summer, hit me up and was like, hey girl, do you have a dessert you'd like to have at Christmas dinner? Let me know. And I was like, oh my gosh. I looked it up and I found out there was you can do gingerbread trifle. So she's making me gingerbread trifle for Christmas this year, for our Christmas dinner. And I'm so stinking excited. It's ridiculous. Here we go. The mascots at the Christmas market are also, I eventually ate the gingerbread. It was so hard. I really didn't want to. I think it was like, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks later or something. And I did eventually eat it. But I believe I took pictures of it first to mark the occasion. All right, I gotta find the password. Oh, and then customers came into Lego yesterday and they were carrying these giant Fruit Loop boxes. And I was like, what are those? We're like, it's Fruit Loops gingerbread house making kit. And I was like, don't even tell me where you bought it because I will go straight there. And they were like, oh yeah, they're like on sale for $13 at London Drugs. And I was like, no, literally, I just told you not to tell me. Because we all know I don't hide the fact that I'm type 2 diabetic. And I'm working on it and I'm fairly stable. But there are some things I just do not need to know. That would be one of them. So far, luckily, I don't live that conveniently close to a London Drugs. So I have not run over to get one quite yet. All right. How am I going to do this? Just realizing that I also have to remember that I do have to watch my time a little bit, especially if I'm going to go get a grilled cheese and then go all the way back to the Sky trying to go to my movie. But it's a simple ride. I think it'll be less than an hour to get to my movie, and it doesn't start until 7. So give me a moment here. I'm going to flip this around, and I'm going to have to make this the end of our little visit together today, which makes me sad. I'm having so much fun with everyone. This might be one of my most favorite tours I've done since going to StreamYard. There we go. Ooh, look at that. Also, my hands are starting to get a little chilly. Not going to lie. Here we are. Here we are in Lafarge Lake with all the beautiful lights. Oh my goodness. Now I feel all Christmassy, Christmas spirity. Now I want to sing a million Christmas songs. I'm so glad I chose tonight to go to see For King and Country's The Drummer Boy. I don't like the theater I'm going to, but I'm all excited to be all super Christmassy. And then I realized I forgot my Christmas hat. But I do have a light up Christmas tree lights kind of necklace thing that I can wear to be sparkly. So, yeah, April, always good to hang out with you, girl. I mean it. Like, we need to get together again in January for the Hot Chocolate Festival, maybe even or something. Guys, look out over the next couple of weeks. I will be posting more tours. Red Lights and Cheer tour next Friday, this Friday, whatever you want to call that, the 20th. Please, I would love it if you could join me. We're going to Gingerbread Lane. We're going to Christmas at Canada Place and maybe a few other stops along the way. Any tips I get from that tour a portion of it will be donated to Make-A-Wish because we are going to Gingerbread Lane. Yeah. And so that's going to be awesome. I actually did a quick preview of Gingerbread Lane last Sunday on my Taylor Swift walkabout. And I'm super excited to go back and check it out in depth because I literally just walked through looking for all the Taylor stuff. But other than that, again, of course, thank you so much for being here with Co from Girl on a Bus Adventures. Located out of Vancouver, in case you're catching this me for the first time. We are in Coquitlam today. Yes, Tina, you are on it. Wednesday is the Hallmark movie one. I'm super excited. I started getting ready for that tour a little bit last night. I pulled out my Hallmark recipe cards. All of my tour notes go on recipe cards. It's just part of how I do it. So I pulled them all out, did a quick look through. And then over the next couple of days, I'm going to do a few more searches for some new fun facts for this year. I'm so excited to take you guys there. My videos are always, my tours are always on YouTube now, and you can go back and check them out after as well. So if you miss it live, please go check them out. So I'm doing that one. And I'm just trying to figure out, I know over past years, when I was on Hago, I would always do a story reading of The Night Before Christmas, both the New Orleans or Louisiana version and the Canadian version. And I know that some people are alone at Christmas and it's sad for them. And so I like to provide something on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve day, just somewhere where they can go and have a little familiarity. And I am enjoying the StreamYard/YouTube platform. So I'm thinking I might do a book reading and just a little maybe get together and thing. Because now, of course, I'm on a platform where people can leave comments and stuff. And we'll have some Christmas music going, maybe kind of a little Christmas party. And then other than that, January, we've got the Hot Chocolate Festival coming up. And my fingers are getting really cold now. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being here today and inspiring me to come out to this beautiful spot. I'm going to go get a mom's grilled cheese and head to the SkyTrain. So good luck with all of your festive preparations, and hope to see you on the next few tours. Sounds like I will see a few of you, or at least you'll be checking them out after. And as always, wherever you are, have a magical day, magical evening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.